Here we are. We are monetized, and it feels good. So set this up real quick. We're also on Twitch and YouTube Live today, as we do every Monday, or we should do every Monday if I remember. I almost forgot again today. I was like, uh-oh, let me do this. The problem, not really a problem, but the thing was my wife called me about 10 minutes ago. She is on the road. She is in Atlanta for work today and tomorrow. She left about 5 o'clock this morning, which is absolutely ridiculous. So she just wanted to check in, see where I was. She's like, I know you're not on yet. I'm like, I'm not. Couple 3 minutes, I'll be on. So I'm on. Obviously, I'm on now. Now we will see what happens. Again, if you see ads, please let them run. Please let the ad run there. 20, 30 seconds. I get paid for them. While we're all here. We're all here on this planet to get paid. So let them run. Let me get paid. What's the matter? What's up, Mary? You don't ever make noises. Why are you making noises down there? It's kind of weird. The one quiet cat is making noises. It's weird. Where you going? Where you going, buddy? Maybe she's hungry. Who can say? Nope. Okay. Chad says, what's this 3 commercial nonsense? You better watch all 3 commercials. All of it. Tom Duffy in the house. Who can say? Charlie in the house. Morning. Tom, I'm working on chapter 50 right now. So Chad Lutsky said something the other day that that has been rent-free in my head for like a week and a half. Chad says, when I was talking about monetization before I got it, he said, oh, you're doing all of this for $1.13. And I said, you son of a, you got me. Now you're in my head. Happy to say, Chad and others. So it's a 2-day delay. So I finally got my first numbers for Saturday, which is normally not a big day for videos to be watched. And I made $3.86 on my first day. $3.86. I think I should get a kickback for watching commercials. You know what? Everybody's going to get it. My first $1 million I make, the third $1 million I make, everybody gets 0.5% split between the 50 of you. Chaz, if you think I'm not skipping through ads, the second the option pops up, you're nuts. You better not be skipping through ads. The professor was wrong. The professor better watch the ads. You're not missing anything. Now, I need everybody to let me know if you, at any point in here, if you hit another pocket of ads, and not on Twitch. Twitch, I'm not worried about. Tom, jump over to YouTube, please. Pontificators, I'll send you my address. And you can send me the. You know what? Yeah, I will definitely send you a box of something. There's Charlie. So everybody, if you hit ads, let me know, because I need to figure out where they actually drop in this. I noticed. I'm just setting up for. You want to run 1,000 ads, run 1,000 ads. I'm doing this for money, and to hang out with you guys, but mostly money. So we're looking at it as this is the experiment to see how much is. There's never going to be too many ads, so get that out of your head. Charlie, I watched all of the Harlan Coben videos for that Maestro thing over the weekend. It's pretty good. I'm going to dive into another one at some point this week. But yesterday I finished Mammoth. Mammoth is finished. Hanging out with Peter Marsh and Chad Lusky in the morning. I knocked that out, like my last 939 words. Last chapter done. So I'm done with that. And then today I'm going to get the last chapter of White Trash done. And then 2 books in 2 days will be finished, which is nice. There's Lorraine. Commercials, show me the money. Happy Monetized one there. Thank you very much. Tom Duffy, who? Appreciate you moving over, Tom. That now they can beat you up with ads. Plus, then you can talk to everybody, because you look like you were the only one over on the other one. Can I delete the Twitch app off my phone now? No. Yeah, if you're gonna be as long as you're gonna be over here, then I don't really care about that anymore. If I get people in, there'll be other people. And I'm still making like my, whatever, $25 a month or whatever I make over there. So I'm fine with that. But yeah, if you're just gonna come over here, then do it over here. I don't care, as long as you're watching ads. Me and Tom are going to lunch tomorrow, since we live 20 miles away from each other and 20 minutes away, and we never hang out. Chaz, I had no idea Tom has even been in chat if he's been over on Twitch. Yeah, he used to be on Twitch all the time. And then he moved here to Florida, and then he's been here over a year, and then he was not in for a long time. He was living in the attic like a hermit for forever. So Lawrence says, hi guys, I wanted to be first today, but at least I beat Keith here. Exactly. Hopefully Keith is stuck in commercials hell. Chess, I remember seeing him over on Twitch all the time, but haven't seen him in a long time. He hasn't been on in a long time. So hopefully Tom is feeling better. We've missed him. Hopefully he jumps in. And that's it. I'm looking forward to going out and hanging out with him tomorrow. So a couple things. Even though Frank, where the hell's Frank? Frank and Nick and Keith are not in. I will say this and then repeat it later for my own. I will not be on tomorrow. I'm going to be hanging out with Tom. I will be on Wednesday. I might be on Thursday. I got to get the car, the oil changed, because we're going away Friday morning. I will not be on Friday morning. Tom says there are reasons for that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Oh, and we will. And so As you obviously know, I think I have been busting my butt to get monetized. Okay, from November to now, whatever now is, April, I think. I think I've killed it. I think I've been doing phenomenal. I'm also getting really burned out doing this Monday through Friday, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm just it's mentally it's stressful to come up for 2 hours every day, content and writing and everything else. And I realized yesterday, once I finished Mammoth, which I'm very happy with, it's literally, it has to be 30,000. It's 30,005 words. That's just cutting it. That's just right there. Now I'll sit on that until June. Beginning of June, I'll send it to them, and that'll be probably my June release. They're pretty quick with putting books out. But I realized after Tom yesterday had written chapter 49, which I was glad he did. I was like, oh, don't do this. Don't wait another week to write. I want this book done. We got a little flow. We did a couple of chapters this week. He wrote it, and then I was going to sit down yesterday. I said, you know what? No. I need a break. I finished a book, and when I finish something, I normally don't like to dive back into something else. I like to take a break. Mentally, I need that break. I put that book away. I need a break. So, I'll write it today. I've already started it. But my goal is to write it over the course of the next couple of hours and finish this and say, Tom, book done. Take a look at the last chapter. What do you think? And then I have nothing. I literally have nothing that needs to be written that has any kind of deadline at all right now. Okay. So realistically, I have The King of the Mountain, my Southern Gothic noir. I have Carnifex, which is the prequel to Permafrost, which just came out not too long ago, a month ago, that I'm working on, and I am 17,000 words into that. 20,000 words into a ex-military guy thing on Patreon, so that's going to be 3 more years of writing that. And I have 2 other Southern Gothic things that I started. One's at 28,000 words, the other's at about 9,000 words. But I have no deadline on any of them. Chad just got an ad. Perfect. Nuts just got a commercial shoved in my face. So, ads during live might dissuade newcomers from sticking around. Well, you know what? You're getting them, so you can argue all you want, buddy. Yeah, take it for the team, guy. Yeah, stop being a whiny little bitch about it. Yeah, you watch those commercials and like it, mister. Exactly. So it sounds like everybody's getting them around the same time, which is nice. So then when you guys say you're doing ads, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to just get some writing in for a minute or so. Then we'll get back to my story. There's Tish. Do some editing. Good luck with that. Chaz, today I'm thinking of you. If you get some new people in here and they have to sit through ads while you're telling a story, they're more likely to leave science. We're regulars. We can take it. And I'm comfortable losing the 2 or 3 people a month that pop in. Most of my people are going to be watching this afterwards, except for you guys, the great group there. So I appreciate. I've done a lot of research here, Chad. I'm fine with whatever happens. Everybody's saying hello now to Tish. Tish in the house. Tish starts super early in the morning, 6 a.m. I'm still way snoring at that point. But anyway, so I'm getting burned out, to be honest with you. I need a break. So next week and the week, I have nothing the rest of April. And once we get back from our anniversary, I'll be back on Monday, the 20th, and we're going to do next week and the week after. Definitely, we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's it. I'm not going to do Tuesdays or Thursdays. I'm going to take those days off. Probably take those days off from writing, to be honest with you. And then I'm going to take the weekends off. Saturday, definitely, me and my wife will be together. But Sunday, I'll hang out with Pete and Chad and Frank and get some. We'll get some writing in Sunday morning, and then that's it. The rest of my time, I'm still going to do promotions. I'm still going to do videos. My Wednesday, Sunday videos, I'll still be doing those. I'll still probably be throwing in an occasional Friday one. But I've added, thanks to people sending me messages, I've had 8 more ideas for those videos. So keep them coming. I'm doing well. Tish, hope you are also doing well. Hope the writing is going well. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Appreciate it. 11 years married. We've been together 13. So we're going to Biloxi. We're going to the casino. I don't gamble at all. She plays slots from 7 at night till 7 in the morning. She'll do that for Friday night, Saturday night. But we're going to a steakhouse Saturday night that she loves their steaks. Probably the best steak she's ever had. We're going to get all gussied up. And I get the Chilean sea bass, which is delicious. And then she'll walk around. This is at a different casino, but they're all Biloxi. They're all close. So we're going to go to dinner. And then after dinner, she'll probably stay in that casino and gamble for a couple hours. And I'm going to go sit where they have the gambling, the sports betting. And again, I don't gamble at all, but I sit and I'll watch 5 baseball games at once, which will be nice. So I'm gonna have to figure out who's playing Saturday night. So that'll be a lot of fun. Frank, that's the signal. So do not drop the ads. You got to watch all the ads now. The 7 minutes a day that you watch my videos, make sure. Biloxi Blue Steakhouse. I believe that's not the name of it, but something like that. It's your 11th anniversary. Wonderful. I hope you two have an amazing time. We will. I definitely think we will. Again, the casino that we go to, the rooms are great. The rooms are free. We get a free buffet when we get there Friday night. Saturday, we're going to eat something really, really light, because then Saturday night is her steak and my Chilean sea bass. And then we leave Sunday morning. We head out to come home. I got to sneeze. We're not. Whereas I go to bed between 12 and 1. Just I wish I could stay up late and get up just as early. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize Ignatius was in here. I knew Arturo was. Yeah. So my wife's a night owl. I'm 10:30. I'm starting to fall out. I gotta go to bed. But then I get up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I sleep way too much. But that's the depression is what that is. But I go to, like, say I go to bed, it's 11 o'clock. I'm like, all right, here's the controller. I'm going to bed. I'll read till about midnight, and then I'm sleeping about 8 or 9 hours, which is fine. Brian said it needs 7.5 to 8 hours sleep. Can't wait until the senior discount hits my sleep pattern. I can get by on 6 hours. Yeah, that would be nice, right? Frank said, I missed the sign. Did you do the sign again? So many commercials. Frank. That bass better be from Chile. Or that bass. I don't know which one. Maybe there's somebody playing a bass. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably not. It's their they can legally call something else. Let's look that up. Look at this. The new first time I'm monetized and I get to look up. Yeah, that's right. It was so Patagonian toothfish. It's also known as Chilean sea bass. I'm going to say Patagonian toothfish for me, sir, and some extra lemon. I guess they call it Chilean sea bass because it was, the name of it just doesn't. Like, let's just call it this, and then all of a sudden, like, whoa, we want people to eat this. So they have all kinds of ways and legal ways you can fish it. Apparently, it's very big in Argentina, all over the place, all over the world. So there you go. Patagonian toothfish. Tisha, speaking of senior discount, found out no more banking fees for me. You know what? Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's like, you know what? I get to look at the senior menu at Denny's now, you know. You got Lorraine interested. Frank, I'm reading the new Jeanette McCurdy book. It's filthy. Oh, is it? I saw it. I was gonna get it from the library, and I was like, I got like 5 other books from the library. Like crazy filthy. I guess Geezer Butler wrote it, I would imagine. Lorraine got it. I didn't know Banks did that. What age? Tisha's I didn't either. 62 last month. Nick's in the house. Tish, I got my bank notice earlier in the week. I'm gonna say as I don't want to be offensive, Tish. I had no idea you were 62. You look very good for your age. I'm throwing it out there. I'm not hitting on you or anything. I'm just making a comment. Ray says, Frank, Jeanette McCurdy, seriously? Well, obviously he got it. It's like pornographic, apparently. Nick says, hi, everyone except Frank. Ray said, sorry, I didn't mean what's your age. Frank loves himself some Patagonian toothfish. They should have kept the name on that. You know what I'm saying? Made a better name. I meant, what age do you have to be to get the discount? Tish says, well, thank you. Well, you're welcome. I'm guessing it's 62, Lorraine. So you, me, and Chad still got a little time. At 55 and over senior menu, though, yeah, there's not enough food. That's the problem with it. Just for those who are keeping score, I'm drinking mushroom coffee today. I had lobster and scallop stuffed chicken breast for lunch today. Freaking delicious. And then I'm going to make chicken fajitas for dinner for myself. Yo, Jeanette McCurdy can write. I read the biography. I thought the biography was pretty good. It's very sad. Very sad in how naive she was all through her life, because you figure your parents are not going to be garbage to you and steal your money and your youth. Yummy. Gosh, that sounds good. It's all going to be good. I made a lot of chicken lately. A lot of chicken. The other night I was like, you know what? I need some roughage. Because my stomach is a mess all the time, and I don't eat any salad at all. I don't eat any veggies. I don't eat any fruit. I don't eat anything. I'm like, you know what? Let's go get a salad. And my wife's like, I don't want a salad. I said, let's go somewhere where you can get real food and I get a salad. We went to a place called Jason's Deli, which I think me and Tom are going to be going to tomorrow because they have a really excellent salad bar. And I never thought in a million years I would ever say, let's go to the salad bar. I don't know if anybody else had this. We had it down here in Jacksonville. I never went. They went out. It was called Tomatoes. And it was basically just salad. It was like this giant salad buffet. I never went, but I think they're coming back now. Nick says, why did the lobster cross the road? Sounds like to get in a chicken breast. Yeah, don't forget the scallops followed him over. Scallops, which are actually just stingray. Frank says, but you're a lady, Lorraine, so I would advise against you exposing yourself to that type of subject matter. Probably a good idea. Chad says, I've tried to send a message through here at least a dozen times, and YouTube keeps censoring me and won't let it go through. I've tried misspelling words, using asterisks, being vague, and they're on to me. I'm going to have to get more creative. Yeah, they've probably seen it all. You know what I'm saying? They've seen it all. Tom says, Chad, take out all the cursing. You know what? Sound advice, Tom. Sound advice. Lorraine says, thanks, Frank. I'll steer clear of it. Tish says, we have several Jason's Delis here in Houston. Yeah, we only have one here. We only have, there's two in Florida, but the other one's like, I don't know, 100 miles away. Wonderful sandwiches, too. Yeah, so my wife always gets the au jus dip one, or I forget what the other one she gets. There's two that she absolutely loves. I've been like 3 times, and all 3 times it's because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go to all you can eat salad, and I'm gonna eat every one of these pepperoncinos and every one of these little. They have these little chocolate. I don't know what they call them. I was gonna say cupcakes. They're not cupcakes. Muffins. Little chocolate muffins are to die for. Frank says, Chad, the pearls of monetization. Tom says, is that one of those pay once and keep going up to the salad bar places? Well, there's 2 concepts here, Tom. You can get one dish. You go one time and they give you a specific plate for that. Or you can go salad bar, all you can eat. And then they add another $2 or whatever it is. And then you just can go up 100 times if you want. Plus they have ice cream. Frank says, Salad Works we have had up here. Salad Works, I don't know that one, but I'm guessing it's the same concept. All I've been trying to say is that I've been streaming again soon on my Lutsky channel. Don't say those words. Monday to Friday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. At night or in the morning? Which one? 9:30 in the morning, I got you. 9:30 at night, no. Frank says, like chocolate muffins was my nickname in high school. I remember that. That's every time I eat one, I think, oh, this tastes like Frank from high school. When do you think you're going to start stream again, Chad? You got the bug because I'm making big bucks now. Because I have $3.86 more than you right now. Crushing it in the morning. All right, I could do mornings. Who was Big Chocolate Muffin Frank? Tom says, sounds like a Ponderosa type concept, which means sounds good. Yeah. It's Ponderosa, but just salad. But it's got they also have sandwiches and stuff, but I've never had any of their sandwiches. I mean, my wife likes them, but I figure that's probably a safe place for you and I to go and eat instead of like, let's go to the Japanese buffet and eat. Let's go to the Italian buffet. Let's go buffet anywhere. Chess, can you even legally build your own salad in Jersey? You do that for Lorraine. Lorraine loves when you do that. Frank says, ew. What are we oohing about? Big Chocolate Muffin Frank? It's pretty sexy nickname. Chad remembers Ponderosa, going there in the 70s with my parents all the time. You got some extra swagger now that you're monetized. Big swagger, like my nickname in high school. Ponderosa, we had one in Middletown, New Jersey, where I grew up. and we would, me and all of my friends, we would all go. We would, the Dungeons and Dragons, all the cool Dungeons and Dragons kids. We would all go to Ponderosa, and you just eat off the salad bar, and it was just phenomenal, the stuff they had, the various meats and things. Nobody ordered a steak or anything. What do you need that for? Plenty of food on the salad bar. I remember they had really, really good rolls there. There is a Ponderosa in Orlando. We were down there for a convention several years ago, and I looked it up, and it's they no longer do the buffet, or that one at least. Orlando is like the land that restaurants forgot. You know, you go down there like, oh, there's a Friendly's, which is the only one. There's a White Castle, which is the only one. There's a Ponderosa. There was a Sizzler. There's all kinds of stuff that you can't find anywhere else. Whatever your Ponderosa story was, I missed it because of ads. That me and the Dungeons and Dragons crowd used to go and eat there all the time. Ponderosa was great. Their rolls were phenomenal. Anybody still have Ponderosa in your area? Like I said, there's one in Orlando, but they don't do the buffet anymore. They just do. You just go and it's like every other place. You just order. In Daytona, they had a Sizzler. Orlando's where chain restaurants go die. Pretty much every single chain restaurant is there, but just that last holding on one concept thing. Well, that's ours in the early 80s, I believe. Well, that's early. I think we were into the 90s before Ponderosa went out. Not up here in Wisco. I saw them in there when the Red Sox played the Brewers. I saw those stupid uniforms. We had a Scissors. That was so long ago. Yeah, I know. I like Sizzler. All right, you know what we're doing now, people? Instead of me writing. Long lost restaurant chains in America. Let's go to Wikipedia. Defunct fast food restaurant chains. If anybody has these, I'll try to do the ones that maybe somebody in this group might have been to. Restaurants from yesteryear. Long ago is right. Are there any steakhouses anymore? Yeah, we're going to a steakhouse on Saturday, but it's called Scarlett's, but it's just a single casino one. There's Texas Roadhouse, which their steaks are not good. Burger King. Oh. So we have they have a bunch of different. Burger Chef is gone. Burger Queen was in Kentucky, Louisville. Carroll's, which is a chain in Western New York State and Pennsylvania with 150 stores at its peak in the 1960s, featured the Club Burger and sold popular Looney Tunes drinking glasses. Oh, they're now the world's largest owner and operator of Burger King restaurants, as well as Popeyes. Chicken George, Chooks, fresh and tasty. Cos Mix, it's a spin-off chain of McDonald's. Clock, D Lights, D's Drive-In, Doggy Diner. They were in California. Geno's Hamburgers. Henry's Hamburgers, with the only remaining location in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Yeah, Burger Chef. I said Burger Chef. That was on there. Nick says, I saw a guy wearing a Wisco jersey on Saturday, a small crowd Melvin that aren't expensive, trendy places. We used to have a spa steakhouse here. No idea if that was part of a chain. It's been gone for like 45 years. And maybe we'll get to it. Although I'm looking, I don't see it on the list. Yep, they popular here, Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse has the greatest rolls ever. They are phenomenal. Everything else is mid. The race was really called Spa. Yep, we got Burger King. Yes, Lorraine. Wow, that's crazy and oddly restful. Yeah, I'd go to a spa that served steaks delivered right to the sauna. Prince's was the best burger place in Texas back in the 60s, early 80s. Not on this list. Is hot and now still around. Used to skateboard all day and scrounge for coins in the car and grab a bag of burgers and a bottle of Faygo. I don't even know what that is. Horn and Hattert. Howard Johnson's, or as I always like to call it, Hojo. Last one closed in Lake George, New York in 2022 due to COVID. Kenny Rogers Roasters. Still active outside the USA, but no American franchisees exist today. I don't know why I'm yelling. I've never heard of Prince's or Hot and Now. Noon Mediterranean, Noggles, which was acquired by Del Taco in 88. All locations were closed or converted by 95. 2 locations still open. Ollie's Trolleys in Australia. This said American. And then Pioneer Chicken. Well, it literally says defunct chain restaurants in the U.S. And now we're getting into all kinds of Pumpernickel's Inn, chain in Argentina, closed in 99. Pup and Taco, Red Barn, Royal Castle, Sambo's, awful, Sandy's, Showbiz Pizza Place merged into Chuck E. Cheese. Faygo is a very popular soda here in Mish. All kinds of flavors. Pineapple orange or just straight orange is my favorite. Yeah, I've had it before. I was not a huge fan, but I think I had a couple of really gross ones. Lorraine said we had the Kenny Rogers one for one hot minute about a decade or two ago. Lost track of time. Tish says, as a kid, my mom would take us to Piccadilly every payday. Piccadilly was great. We had them here. One in Daytona, which is great, and my wife's aunt ran the Piccadillys here in Jacksonville for many, many years. Frank says, now I want a 20-ounce rare that cuts like butter. Hot and Now had 35-cent burgers even in the 90s. I think they're still around some places. Huh. Tom says, you have to be an ICP fan or you're not allowed to drink Faygo. Tom does make a valid point. Tish remembers Showbiz. Showbiz Pizza Palace merged into Chuck E. Cheese. I wouldn't listen to half an ICP song if you paid me. Steakhouse are a waste for me because I order shrimp. Nick says, no way Showbiz had steak. We're not talking about just steak. We're talking about defunct. You're not even paying attention, are you? We're just talking about defunct fast food places, Nick. I also don't order steak. When I go to a steakhouse, I always order seafood. I'm a big seafood fan. Now, I like when my wife makes steaks on the grill at home, but that's about it. Where were we? 2 pesos, Wags, Wetsons, White Tower Hamburgers. There's one location remaining in Toledo. Wimpy Grills, Winkies, and Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yankle. Frank says, whoop, whoop, no way ICP had steak. No, they did. A lot of steak. So this is another list of defunct restaurants in the United States. This thing is a lot of restaurants. What were some of the ones we were talking about? We had Razzmatazz, which is a total Chuck E. Cheese ripoff. Razzmatazz, there was a Razzmatazz in no, that was a skate thing. I do remember Razzmatazz, though. Yeah, I do definitely remember that. They had a Razzmatazz in Atlanta, and I remember going, wait a minute, but it was a roller rink. Do they still have Sam's anywhere that sell the giant pretzels with all the various dips? We had one in the mall in the 80s. I'm going to guess Auntie Anne's took over for those. A lot of different Poe folks, once owned by actor Burt Reynolds, is on this list. The Royal Canadian Pancake Houses. Sisters Chicken and Biscuits, founded in 1979. This was Wendy's first attempt to expand beyond burgers. Soul Daddy, which was my nickname in high school. Steak and Ale. I remember Steak and Ale. We had one in Middletown. Steak and Ale. Yeah, I think we went there after junior high prom. I think we went to Steak and Ale. Sweet tomatoes. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Sweet tomatoes, not tomatoes. Yeah, all you can eat buffet style restaurant, but they are they have one reopened in Tucson, Arizona. Valley's Steakhouse, Velvet Turtle, Weenie Beanie. They sell half smokes, hot dogs, pulled pork sandwiches, and soft drinks. Weenie Beanie. Wetsons. I remember Wetsons. We had one in Atlantic Highlands. There was a Wetsons. Right down 36. York Steakhouse. Those are the ones that are all over the place. Now, there's specific ones like there's a ton of them from California, for instance. Illinois, quite a few. Maryland, Massachusetts, New York. Let's look at New York. Beefsteak Charlie's. I remember that. Carnegie Deli. Don't remember the Jekyll and Hyde Club. Just remembers Poe, folks. Did you ever see Burt Reynolds in there? Ground Round. Yeah, Ground Round was the best. There was a Hot Sam's in East Brunswick Mall. Lemonade stands. Now, there's a chain you don't see around anymore. We saw somebody maybe a couple months ago. We were driving around hitting little free libraries, and there was two kids on the side of the road at a little lemonade stand. Like $1 a lemonade. So my wife's like, "Get a cash." I'm like, "I got $5." She's like, "Here you go." She's like, "Don't worry about the lemonade." They're like, no, we have to give you lemonade. So they gave us a couple of lemonades. What about Black Eyed Peas? I did not see that on the list. Sisters be doing it for themselves. I don't know what that is. What happened to Poe, folks? It was so popular around here once upon a time. Well, let's look. Let's take a gander. It's an American family restaurant chain founded in 1975 in Anderson, South Carolina, which is where my mother was born. Between 1982 and 1988, Poe Folks was operated by the fast food chain Crystal. As of December 2024, the company operates 5 locations in Florida. All right, let's open up a new link and see where they are. It was named after the 1961 hit single by country music singer Bill Anderson. Let's go to their official website. Chad says Velvet Turtle sounds like the name of a male strip club, right? It doesn't really sound all that good. Yeah, they don't even have a website anymore. I went on an awful date at Steak and Ale, and then you still married her. Steak and Ale, you take me back, right? I was wingmanning and had no interest in the young lady. Tom says we saw a lemonade stand in Myrtle Beach. Those kids were pitching that stuff like they sold window installations. That ain't po folks. Doesn't sound PC enough for the world to handle anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. Po folks locations. They are. There are 5 left: Pensacola, Niceville, Panama City, Lynn Haven, and St. Petersburg. So they're all if left in Florida, in Northwest Florida. They're known for menu items like country fried steak, fried chicken, and gizzards. My wife loves gizzards. Loves it. You know what? This is literally all 5 of those are on the way to um, Biloxi. That is insane. Insane. It does not sound like you should be. All right, let's see what other. We went through the New York chain. Let's see what else we got. Also, they don't do every state. They just did a handful of states. Stop at one and let us know how it goes. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Or maybe we won't. Weed shops and Dollar Generals have taken over my town. Yeah, here too. Here everywhere. I've seen any ads since the very beginning of the chat. Well, that's good. I mean, Chad's complaining about it, but it's still good, right? So this list is 15 failed restaurant chains we actually miss. This is from January of this year. Don Pablo's, the Tex-Mex place. At the time, this Don Pablo's was the second largest Mexican food chain in the country behind Chi-Chi's. I remember Chi-Chi's. Burger Chef. Beefsteak Charlie's. Pontificator just got another ad. Trust has got an ad, but it was split screen thing. Nick says Chi-Chi's, I bet. Tish remembers Tex-Mex. Why am I not getting them? I've seen 6 ads since starting, 3 separate interruptions. You know what? I guess it's a mix of, I don't know, but watch all of them. Yep, Chi-Chi's. Aren't they bringing this back? I thought I saw something they were bringing it back. Howard Johnson's. We had a Howard Johnson's in Middletown. Next to the the hotel, they also had the restaurant. I thought the restaurant, I remember as a kid, was pretty good. Their clam strips. I do remember their fried clam strips were freaking delicious. Do you have ad blocker on, Lorraine? She says, not to my knowledge. For instance, I get them on other videos. I don't know. Lone Star Steakhouse. I don't know if I've ever been to one, but I do remember that. Yeah, Monday riding time, Mike Lee. Make sure you let the ads run, buddy. Make sure you let them run. White Castle Clubs. We were up in New Jersey, me and Shelly. We went to a White Castle because you have to, with Frank and his family. And we walk in, and Frank says, I'm getting the clam strips. And Shelly starts laughing because she thought he was joking. Because I always say, like, somebody's like, well, what's good here? And I would say, oh, my God, try the hot dog. The hot dogs are delicious. And, we're in a seafood restaurant. And then Frank went up and ordered clam strips. And she was surprised. Chess says, oh, dang, we had a Howard Johnson's, too. That was forever ago. Yeah, that was like when I was, like, maybe up to, like, 8 or 9 years old, we had the Howard Johnsons. Ray says, it's not fair. Armand is losing a penny for every second I'm getting an ad. Exactly. Listen, Lorraine, make pretend you're getting ads and then put pennies off to the side and then put them in an envelope and just mail them to me. Nick says, the only Lone Star that counts is from Spaceballs. A man has made it when he starts running ads. Next thing you know, Armand will be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Exactly. I don't know what that is, but exactly. Steak and Ale again. Henry's Hamburgers. It was spun up by Bressler's Ice Cream in 1959. Drive it. Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. I think back fondly to Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. I remember I was with my mother's father. We don't call him grandfather. He was an evil, evil person. On a trip, he lived in Brooklyn, and he would walk everywhere. And we walked 47 blocks. I was like 6 or 7 years old, to Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. And I thought it was the bomb. Sambles was on that original list that I read. Will a simple Mike do? I'm not familiar with what the gang calls you. So we call him Tall Mike. I call him something else, which I won't call on here because it might be offensive to some. Like nothing like crazy, like profanity. I call him Mike Lee, is what I started calling him. When I was talking about him the other day, my wife's like, who'd you go to lunch with Thursday? And I'm like, old Mike, Mike Lee, and Win. And she's like, oh, I like that. Mike Lee. I said, yeah, because that's his name. Heather, and yes, just Mike, don't listen to Armand. Yeah, but when you get 3 mics in a room, you got to call them something. Champs with 2 P's, which was a sports bar, the best seat outside the stadium. So it's like every other place now, but at all the giant TVs. It once had 60 locations. Now it's in Minnesota, New York, and Wisconsin. Max and Irma's. They had 110 restaurants. They're now down to 5. They're in Columbus, Ohio area. Basically, it's a burger place, and they have local sports paraphernalia. Cheeseburger in Paradise. Like the song. Every 45 minutes, a giant spinning hurricane releases tequila into a larger-than-life blender. It was only in business from 2002 to 2020. It had 38 locations in 17 states. Pup and Taco. It's American and Mexican fare with its joint menu of tacos and hot dogs. Do I want a taco today? I want a hot dog though. Let's go to Pup and Taco. We can get both. It even fused the two to create taco dogs featuring taco meat and pico de gallo on top of the frankfurter in a bun. Taco Bell ended up as the antagonist in Pup and Taco's story. In 1984, the competing Mexican fast food giant gobbled up most of the storefronts. Right, says, Mike, didn't you ask me a question that got cut off by the end of one of Armand's latest live stream chats? Chad says, sounds like a book Frank would write, Exploding Tequila. Yeah. Red Barn? Never even heard of that. They had a salad bar, fried chicken, fish sandwiches, and a piece de resistance. Juicy hamburgers and cheeseburgers. The two biggest sellers included the double-decker triple bun Big Barney, which resembled today's Big Macs, and the Barn Buster, which is similar to a quarter pounder or Whopper, with a quarter-pound patty, tomatoes, lettuce, pickles, and special sauce on a sesame seed bun. 300 locations in 19 states and even in Canada and Australia. By 1988, they were gone. La Petite Boulangerie. Before Panera Bread, originally known as the St. Louis Bread Company, rose to great heights, there was La Petite Boulangerie. It was a bakery chain, French pastries, bread, and other baked goods. It was also known for its warm croissants and baguettes. Mike says, yes, I was beginning to ask what books you would and wouldn't review, as I have a cyberpunk horror that released this year that I'd like to submit if able. Frank says, I would never waste tequila by blowing it up on purpose. Chad says, Tigers and Red Sox on a Friday. I'm going to place your bets. I know. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Red Sox and Tigers have both started getting better, and the Yankees lost like 5 in a row, which I'm so happy. Barn Buster sounds like what would happen about an hour after eating there, yeah. Armin sounds like you orders his hamburgers from a talking sponge. Armin sounds like he orders his burgers from a talking sponge. Oh, I see. I'm like, what's a talking? I know what a talking sponge is. Okay. 11 Mexican restaurant chains ranked worst to best, because I don't really want to write today. Tom, I will get this chapter done, but maybe not right now. We still got an hour. We still got plenty of time. These are the 11 Mexican restaurant chains ranked worst to best. See if anybody could guess any of these. Number 11, the worst. Right away, I take great umbrage with this list. Taco Bell. They're not the worst. They're the most authentic. Number 10, Del Taco. I think I've had in Orlando. There was a Del Taco there when I worked down in that area, and they were open all night, so we would go there for taco. They had like 3 for $1 tacos or something great like that. Nick says Chi-Chi's again. Mike says, I got to hear what you think about La Napolera. Taco John, Taco a la Taco. I think Nick's just making names. I'm not a huge. I like La Napolera. I don't hate it. I like it. Salsas. We have La Napolera and salsas up here within 5 minutes, and like 3 or 4 other, Mexican places. But I prefer salsas over La Nap, as we call it, La Nap. And the La Nap here is actually pretty good. It's probably the best one I've ever eaten in, but the parking is awful. Tish says, I had Del Taco when I went to Arizona last year. Tom says, Del Taco is a jerk. You leave Del alone. Mike, I'm willing to review most genres as long as they don't have over-the-top gore or language. Taco Franks, delicious. I'm not familiar with cyberpunk. Care to explain? Number 9, Chipotle, as I like to call it. Chipotle. I'm not a big fan of Chipotle. I dated a girl before I dated Shelly, and we would hang out every Friday. Every Friday night, we would take my daughter and her daughter were like best friends at the time. And so we would take the girls, and every single time, I don't want to say her name and what we called her, because that would be mean. We said her first name, and then the last part was man hands, because she had man hands like in that Seinfeld episode. Anyway, she always every Friday, let's go to Chipotle. I'm like, I don't want to go to Chipotle. Well, then let's go to Five Guys. All right, I'd rather go to Five Guys every week than Chipotle, but we'd always end up going to Chipotle. Number 8, El Torito. I don't even know what that is. True pioneer in the Mexican restaurants. I guess they were California. Number 7, Cafe Rio. Yeah, Lorraine wants no graphic sex scenes. Chess says, Lorraine, saw your recent video. Appreciate the shout out. I got to thinking, if you've ever gone to read something of mine again for review, I think you'd like Of Foster Homes and Flies best. Great book. Cyberpunk was invented by Billy Idol for his hit album Cyberpunk in 1993. Exactly. Mike explains it. Cyberpunk is a sci-fi subgenre that focuses on loss of identity, corporations owning the country, and is generally a speculative dystopia. Think Blade Runner, high-tech, low life. Rain says, I'll snatch it up today, Chad, because you're next. Cafe Rio. Her name was Cafe Rio. And she danced upon the sand. They still have 146 locations. On the Border, Mexican Grill and Cantina, number 6. Looks like Texas is where they mostly are, but they still have 150 locations. El Polo Loco. El Polo Loco. They have the best chickens on the list. I mean, they got chicken in the names, right? That's what L means. Chicken. So apparently pretty darn good. Baja Fresh. We had one of these. I don't think we have it anymore. Number 3, Wahoo's Fish Taco. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Nick says, and number 1 for worst taco place, Stacy the Taco. No, these are the best places. Taco Grande. Ray says, I'll post my review of Permafrost on Wednesday. Be there or be square. Oh, I'll be there. I will not be square. Number 2, Qdoba Mexican Eats. I don't know what that is either. They've undergone several name changes, starting with Zuma Fresh Mexican Grill when it opened in 1995 in Denver. It changed its name to Zteca. Then they became Qdoba Mexican Grill. It wasn't until 2015 that the chain would finally change its name to Qdoba Mexican Eats. Still exists today. They are a direct rival to Chipotle. The number 1 Mexican restaurant chain. Are you ready? Moe's Southwest Grill. I haven't eaten at Moe's in about 5 years. I'm going to tell you why. Shelly and I went to Moe's. It's close to, it's actually close to the Lenape up here. And we walked up to the door, and the door was locked. There's people inside. And we're yanking on the door. Both doors are locked. And a couple people kind of look up, and I'm sure it was like kids that had locked the door when they went in. They thought that was funny. And the people behind the counter, a couple of them looked over. But nobody would come out from behind the counter and unlock the door. It's like, shut the doors. Urgh. in anger. And I said, you know what? There's 100 other crappy taco places around. Let's go to Taco Bell. And then we left and we went to Taco Bell, which is right around the corner. And I've not been at Moe's ever since. And every time we go in that area over there, I bring that up to my wife. It drives her nuts. Chad says we'll definitely check it out. Chad says the best wouldn't be part of a chain, that's for sure. Yeah, that's a definite. We have Qdoba up in Wisco now. The best Mexican restaurants in Arizona are never chain restaurants. They are always mom and pop places. I think that's probably anywhere though, right? Like the best. There's a place kind of near us. I forget the name of it. I think Tom has been there a couple, 3 times. And they're really good, but it's just like this little, one-off thing. Mike Lee says, what? Moe's is one of the worst places ever, right? Not according to this list. As if whoever wrote this really went through all of these places. In December of 2025, In-N-Out Burger reportedly kicked 67 out of its order system because of the viral 6-7 trend. We went to Jason's Deli the other day, and I think it was Jason's, yeah, and they give you the little placard for your thing, and it was 69. And I took a picture of it, and my wife says, "You're like a 5-year-old." I said, "No, I take offense to that. I'm more like a 12-year-old. 12-year-old me would have taken a picture of this." Then I had to send it to Tom, Frank, and Chuck because I'm a little kid. So many good food that I miss. Ooh. I might get a couple of words in now. Couple 3. You guys watch some ads. Oren says, I'm thinking about getting the Audible version of your book in addition to the paperback, Chad. What do you think of the audio of Foster Homes? Frank says, Chuck, this is the guy I did. I give anything for a dirty water dog. Yeah. Oren says, I have an extra credit, so I'm itching to use it. Chad says, I have mixed feelings about it. I hired an elderly man to read it, but it's written first person from the point of view of a 12-year-old boy. I used a Hollywood character actor with a great voice. But I've seen some people think it wasn't a good fit. It's literally a dirty water dog. It's literally the only reason I would ever go into like New York City or something. I still need to go and hang out with the hot dog lady, though. We're supposed to do a video together for YouTube. She's a chunky blonde who sells hot dogs out of her hot dog cart. So I definitely will have to at some point do a video. She's like really close to me. She's on the way to Yulee, or actually, I guess it is Yulee, on Fridays from like 11 to 2 Friday morning. So probably the following week. Obviously not this week. I'll be away, but maybe the week after. I'll go over there and shoot some video with her. Chess, I would save your credit for a much longer book. Tom says, "Is it in dirty water?" I don't know. I would have. I mean, it's on a hot dog cart, So I mean, she probably has it all cleaned and stuff. I always love those guys in New York. You could just tell they cook all the hot dogs. They sell all the hot dogs, and then they just close the top of the hot dog cart, and then they just heat it up the next day, and that water has not been drained for I don't know years. And that's why they taste so darn good. Like we went to what was it, Dyer's in Memphis or Nashville? Memphis. Dyer's Burgers in Memphis. They have the grease. They've never changed the grease out. And so they were in one location for like 50 years or something. And then they, for their deep fryer, and then when they moved locations, they literally moved all of the grease with it. Did not start. Century old grease. The restaurant started over 100 years ago. And I'll tell you what, their freaking burgers were so juicy and delicious. It was crazy. Lorraine says, okay, if an Audible version doesn't hit my ears right, I won't continue with it. I prefer to have a book in my hands anyway, but sometimes I use Audible for the times I can't sit. Charlie says, that place is good, right? Delicious. Last time I was there was with Jay Wilburn and Jack Wallen and Brent Abel and my wife. We were in Memphis at a Mid-South Con. And I'm like, we got to go try this burger. It's on Beale Street. And it was friggin' good. Who has the best burgers in Jacksonville, Florida? Just going by the AI thing. Carolina Jack's. Award-winning smash burger. Mike Lee, you ever been to Carolina Jack's? Also, To Be Frank. Never even heard of it, which knows for high-quality top 10 ranked burgers. And Pine Grove Market and Deli. Acclaimed for excellent patty quality. I've eaten there. That place is pretty good, but I've never had a burger there. Lorraine says, Tish, are you still here? What are you working on these days? Yeah, keep the conversation going, Lorraine. I like that. Bohemian Bull has some good, but yeah, that place is good. That is pretty. I forgot you guys had eaten there too. Yeah, that place is pretty good. I did have a burger there. Is Mike from one of the Carolinas? Mike Lee? No, he's from here. He's from Jackson. Well, he lives now in St. Mary's, Georgia, right over the border. He's like exit 3 on 95. Tish says, cozy gothic. Got my beta and edits back. Rain says, I lost track of the conversation. There's too much going on. Rain, sometimes you just got to sit back and just go, all right, I'm just going to let it flow. Let it flow past me. Nick says, just bought stamps and had to choose the Bruce Lee ones. Who knew he had his own stamp? Who knew he wouldn't have his own stamp or something? Frank is absorbing. Boy's like a sponge. So much garbage mail. Tish says, trying to decide what I want for lunch. Uber Eats. A lot of good choices. It's stormy here. Yeah, so order something good. Here we go, Chad. Blaine, the singer for The Accused, I think I've heard of them, owned 2 burger joints in Seattle called Zippy's Giant Burgers up until a few years ago. He won a handful of awards, was on a TV show. You're right. Here we go. Conversely, Joe Lansdale has eaten cheeseburgers before. It looks a little cloudy out. Hope we're not getting any rain. We need the rain, as you got to say. Cozy Gothic. I keep hearing new subgenres in Armand's chat. I'm curious to learn how Cozy and Gothic play together, Tish. Explain that, Tish. I'll probably do another video or two, record today. I'll probably actually, for Fridays, because I'll already be gone, I'll probably just set it up. I gotta sneeze. Where at you, buddy? Frank says, I went to a tricky tray this past weekend at a massage parlor. You're from Texas, right? Is it Cozy Southern Gothic? Chaz says, Cozy Gothic sounds like a perfect combo, actually, because Gothic is kind of cozy anyway. Am I right? Tish says, it's a historic house in Galveston, where castles and vampires having tea. Tish says, yes. Brent says, Gothic is cozy for you, Chad? Frank says, I want soap and a cheese grater. That is awesome. And you take the cheese grater and you grate the soap. Tom says, what's great about a cheese grater is that it is also a sponge ruiner. Exactly. Ches is not Southern Gothic, as in crime, no, but foggy bogs, firelit castles, vampires snuggled up in their coffins. Cozy. Or it says, that does sound oddly cozy, Chad. Tish says, it's a creepy Victorian house, atmospheric elements, not the scary creature Gothic. Will your book be ready for purchase, Tish? Release date is June 16th. Nice. It's nice that people are putting books out. They're not just writing books, they're actually releasing those books. Right, we'll be on the lookout for it. The House on 5th Street. Congratulations. Good luck with it. I might be adding that to the giant pile myself. Got a lot of eyes right now. 14 viewers, I'd imagine, on Twitch and on YouTube Live. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Chess says, the wife recently saw an old episode of Creepy Couch and now wants me to shave the wizard beard into a normal beard. Lorraine says, I especially like that it has a Southern Gothic element. I could use a cozy book on my shelves. I don't own one that I'm aware of. I think I got comments. It's always good to answer comments. Right, as soon as you can. Nope. Those are old. I've answered those. I'll do some writing. Writing is kind of crazy. Put it a before and after in a post to let us vote, Chad. Looking forward to Chad jumping in back in and getting some videos in. Wouldn't matter. The wife wins. She's the only one I need to. Exactly. Yeah. Somebody asked me something the other day. I'm like, I'm not going to check with my wife. They're like, do you always check with your wife? I said, yeah. That's why I'm still married. Pontificate writing. I thought this was a food review live chat. I mean, it can be both. It can definitely be both. Deng tab will put in a before and after. Tries to be two. Tries to add. Happy wife, happy life is right. Happy wife, you don't get stabbed in the middle of the night. Who has the best onion rings? Where? In the world? What restaurant has the best onion rings? I like onion rings. 7 fast food onion rings ranked worst to best. Are we ready? Charlie says, got a split screen ad where I can still see you. Very cool. Rain says, you don't have to impress us, but everyone loves before and afters could help the viewer clicks. Robert Chest in the house. What's your take on audiobooks? ACX or take another route? I just do ACX, but I have the guy who does my most of my Jack DeGolia is on ACX, and I pay him an hourly. Fast food onion rings. Just got another ad. I skipped it. I'll send you a couple bucks. Do not be skipping ads. Lorraine, still no ads. You got to watch all the ads in full. You're not missing anything. Stupid me wearing my Henry Rollins shirt. 7 fast food onion rings ranked worst to best. You ready? Number 7, which would be the worst. Carl's Jr. By far the biggest letdown, this person said. A small side of Carl's Jr. onion ring costs $3.69 plus tax. They're the least expensive half of the options, but they're just not good. Not good breading, it says. Number 6, Good Times. I don't know what Good Times is. I mean, a great show back in the day. Tom says, Bohemian Bill also has really good onion rings. No, they're not paying me. It sounds like they're paying you at this point. It only counts until the skip button pops up. It only counts until the skip button pops up. Yeah. Watch it till the skip button pops up. I don't know what, anybody know what Good Times is? They are $5.29 plus tax. You're usually undercooked, and the breading is too light. I don't think Armand realizes that some of these ads are 10 to 20 minutes long if left untouched. Just watch the fucking ad. Not gonna lie, I enjoy Burger King's onion rings, which are barely onion rings. Yeah, I like it. Anytime we go to Burger King, which is very rare, I always get the onion rings. With second round of food talk, I need to head off and grab a bite. Have an amazing Monday, everyone. Thank you, Lorraine. I will see everybody on Wednesday. Tish says, ooh, sounds nasty. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Number 5 is Sonic. I've had theirs. This guy did not like them, or woman, whoever wrote this. They cost $3.39 plus tax. They're on the cheaper. The breading wasn't bad. They just didn't have any flavor. Chad says, Good Times is dynamite. I know, right? Like, I've never heard of that name, but that's immediately what I thought of. Frank says, my ads weren't that long. And my ads are never that long. My ads are like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But Chad's always got to be the, what do you call it? He's always got to be the Karen of the group. Have a good day, Lorana. I like Sonics back in the 80s. I don't think I've had Sonics all that much lately. We have a couple. I like their milkshakes. Their milkshakes are really good. Number 4, Frank Edler's top 1, Burger King. $2.99 plus tax. They have a bold, savory spice to it. I do like theirs. A&W. I don't even know if A&W is still around, right? I guess they got to be. They cost $4.49 plus tax. Great breading, great flavor and texture. Worst onion rings, Fries. I don't think I know what Fries is. Fat Shack. $5.99 plus tax. They were delicious. He really liked number two. He liked them a lot. I think we have a fat shack here. The number one onion ring, Freddy's. I believe I've had their onion rings before. I don't remember them being that phenomenal. I remember they weren't bad. They cost just $3.79. They're so darn good, though, is what this person says. Tish says, oh, yes. Tish says, we had one in Katy. That's where my ex-wife is. My second ex-wife. Tom says, Arby's discontinued their onion rings, which were good with their horsey sauce. But everything is good with their horsey sauce. I am not a fan of their horsey sauce. Fry's is a grocery store. Oh. Chad said, I just had an infomercial ad pop up. Dude, no telling how long it was. I've given up on you, Chad. Tish says, yes, I would rank them as 7 out of 10. Yeah, next time I go to Freddy's, I'm basically going to have to definitely get the onion rings. According to this AI overview, Culver's, which we have, and have good onion rings, and Sonic are widely considered to have the best fast food onion rings. This one taste tested 12 different. So let's see what's on their list. Chad says, I used to make homemade onion rings, and then when we'd run out of onions, I'd just fry the batter and eat that. Which is delicious, right? Like when I make my chicken cutlets, you dip it in the egg, and then you dip it in the breadcrumbs, and then you fry them up. And then at the end, I always crack like 3 or 4 extra eggs, and I always pour a lot more breadcrumbs. Then I take the egg and the breadcrumbs, and then I make patties out of that, and that's better than the friggin' chicken cutlets. It's delicious. Maybe I'll make chicken cutlets tonight instead of chicken fajitas. Number 1, Burger King's Royal Rings. Number 2, Sonic Drive-In's Crispy Circles. Number 3, Dairy Queen's Frosty Companions. I think I've had their onion rings. Number 4, Carl's Jr. Western-style rings. See, the other place picked them dead last. Number 5, Jack in the Box's Surprise Contenders. Number 6, A&W's Root Beer Partners. Number 7, White Castle's Mini Moments. Number 8, Cookouts, Southern Charm Rings. I think I've had them. Usually, if I go to a place, I'm going to order the onion rings instead of the fries, or onion rings and the fries. Tom says, I believe those are called Shelly onion rings. Shelly does not like onion, so Shelly she'll take some of my onion rings, and she just peels it, and then she drops the sickly looking onion back on my plate, and she eats the outer crust. And let's face it, we're really just there for the batter. I mean, yeah, the batter is the best part. Number 9 is Fat Burger, and number 10 is Culver's, which they said is the best place, and this person does not like them. Hardee's was number 11. Hardee's in onion rings. And number 12 is Wiener Schnitzels. It's a hot dog chain. I don't know if I know that one. So there you go. Yeah, I will literally make like 6. I'll make like 6 chicken cutlets, right? The tenderloins. And then I'll make 4 giant patties of egg and batter. And it's just delicious. A lot of times I'll eat all the egg and batter ones, and then I won't even eat all the chicken cutlets. What do you call egg and breadcrumbs cooked together? Depending on the preparation, eggs and breadcrumbs cooked together are commonly known as crispy breadcrumb eggs, fried eggs in a pan of crumbs, or Scotch eggs. But that's hard boiled eggs, so that's not it. Breadcrumb fried eggs involves frying eggs over a bed of buttery seasoned breadcrumbs, but that's not what we're talking about. Interesting. Tom says, that's a very creative name. Crispy breadcrumb eggs, right? Because they're crispy and they're made with breadcrumb and egg. Shows like, you and Tom are going to lunch. Why don't you go to the he would probably like the Korean barbecue. And I'm like, I'm sure he would love Korean barbecue. I'm not cooking. I know Tom ain't cooking. We both just sit there and stare at the thing, at the hot thing in the middle, and go, I don't know how to do this. That's why I said to her, that's why you and Jess need to take us to those kinds of places, to cook the food for us. Because you know what we're doing. I'll end up burning everything. I will get this chapter done. Again, no real rush. This book, the third one, comes out next April. So we got some time. Is the signal still good? It seems to be for me. I don't see any problems. Tom says Korean barbecue is delicious, but it's also like pay us money so you can cook your own crap. Yeah, but it is delicious. I'm like, I'll do the shrimp and I'll do the salmon, but you got to do all the other meat. We did the Korean hot pot and barbecue, and I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do the barbecue portion of it from now on. I wasn't a huge fan of the hot pot part of it. Like, yeah, we're just making some soup. Yeah. I don't want soup. Meant the hand signal. Yeah, Frank. Yeah, keep watching videos. Don't listen to Chad. See, I like the hot pot and skip the barbecue. That's interesting. That is interesting. What do you like more about the hot pot? I like the barbecue because I'm more of I like the meats and stuff. And I mean, I threw a ton of the things just slowly moving around. I'm like, oh, carrots, oh, onions, oh, peppers, and I'm just throwing stuff in the thing. Like, excuse me, what is this? Oh, tofu. And no, thank you. You know what tofu tastes like? Literally nothing. But I like the bar because I like the all the cooking up all the meats. Friends, I like the added flavor of the broth. I thought it was good. I just, if you're saying one or the other, I'm going with the barbecue. Hot pot is good as it's a really spicy. If it's a really spicy broth, well, yeah, you and Frank love everything to knock you the heck out. Just load the dang bowl up with 49 different mushrooms. I did get the mushrooms, so I got the mushroom broth, and then they had the giant portobello mushrooms. I threw those in, and then they had some of the slice. Threw those in. Like anytime you see a mushroom come by, throwing it in here. I do love mushrooms. Drinking mushroom coffee right now. I've gone an hour and 40 something minutes, and I have not gone to the bathroom yet. But I would rather like throw 40 shrimp and salmon and chicken and various kinds of meats on it on the grill and eat that. You know, they give you white rice. I'm like, yeah, nice try, buddy. Trying to fill me up on this cheap white rice. You can't go out to eat and really expect to get anything genuinely spicy. I mean, unless you make it yourself. I'm sure there's various spices there, various things that you could throw in to make it as hot as you enjoy it. Unless you go to a weird diner in North Jersey at 11 p.m. when they just happen to have fresh ghost peppers on the secret menu. just in case your waitress has some ghost peppers in her pocket, and one of your friends is so drunk they're like, "I'll eat one of. Give me one of. I'll eat one of those." And then the other friend is like, "You didn't eat the seeds. Just totally blew it. You didn't eat the seeds." That was the same night I found out that Dawn Lee McKenna passed away. That was a sad night on many, many different levels. I carry around Carolina Reaper powder on my keychain now. But you never know when you need it. Like this coffee is just not spicy enough. That's why I bring Tabasco everywhere I go. Literally, we go anywhere. Like we'll go to Thai food, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, zero, zero. I don't want spiced at all. Nothing. Anytime I go, we got anyway. You these are there are levels of hot. How about no hot? No hot at all. That's where I want it. None. We literally have like spices. We have like stuff like that because Frank or Tom come over, and I'm like, yeah, we got hot sauce in there somewhere. And then you know what? It's probably been there for I don't know a year since the last time you were here. Because I'm not going to eat it. My wife's not going to eat it. I made something the other day. What did I make? I made something that was really good, and one of the ingredients was paprika, like a teaspoon of paprika. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put it in. I'm going to go crazy here, and it's probably going to ruin the dish for me. It didn't, but I'm thinking you guys wouldn't even taste paprika in that. But it's kind of like my wife. My wife does not like the taste of coffee. So if she gets like something, she'll get like a frozen coffee or something, and she's like tons of cream, tons of sugar, and whipped cream and mocha. And it's like, oh my god, this tastes too much like coffee. And I'm like, I don't even taste coffee in this. It's weird. Frank Tom says, Frank, I'll bring Primo 7 pot sauce from MondoCon. That's the stuff that Tommy Clark was giving away. You're not getting anything that hot. This week, at some point, I'm going to send out another MondoCon email. Maybe even this afternoon. A follow-up one. Frank says, noise. I mean, it was probably supposed to be nice, but he spelled it where he had an O in there, so I'll just say it like he said it. Listen, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for watching ads. I want to thank everybody except for Chad for not complaining about the ads. I want to thank the people who are going to watch this afterwards and are going to watch the ads. I want to thank, I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank my parents. Might have some fresh ghosts from the Hardin Bifin. There's probably from the garden by then. I'm trying to, sneak them on the plane. Frank's not coming. He got arrested at Newark Airport for trying to smuggle ghost peppers. After this live chat, I'm starving. I know, right? I ate already, and I'm thinking, man, my wife's not home. I can really eat anytime I want. So I might be making those chicken cutlets about, 2 o'clock. Again, I won't be around tomorrow. Me and Tom are going to lunch. But I will see everybody on Wednesday. We will do this again on Wednesday. And then I maybe will be around Thursday, but probably not. I need a break. I just need a break. It's okay to take ghost peppers on a domestic flight. You better watch. You better study the laws, my friend, because you might get arrested. There's certain things. I think ghost peppers, meth, and avocados are illegal to be taken state to state. I mean, you're breaking a lot of laws. You're breaking wiretap laws, a lot of different stuff there. I would not be doing all that. Is it worth it? You got to say to yourself, is prison in Portugal worth some ghost peppers in my pants? Yeah, they might be weapon grade peppers, is right. It just seems so illegal. Playing with fire might get burned. Yeah, I gotta stop. We gotta stop all the food talk. Who keeps bringing up food? Chad says, I'd like to thank Chad for single-handedly making it possible for the ads that he, with good conscience, is only trying to help me with in the long run, but I'm a stubborn old man, so I don't listen. Yeah, I didn't say that. I at this point, Chad, I got it. I've gotten us this far, right? I know what I'm doing. I'd rather you just didn't give me that advice that I don't need or whined about the ads. And then if I fall flat on my face, you go, I told you so. I'd rather I told you so than listen to 14 times of you telling me whining about the ads. I think that's what you're trying to say. I mean, you're paraphrasing. You're literally paraphrasing what I was trying to say. Is this thing even charging? I don't think it is. I had that thing plugged in for like 5 hours. You'd think it would be charged by now. my little beard trimmer thing. Not that I use it on my beard. I'm an old man. I use it on my ears. My eyebrows are crazy. Ugh. Signed Professor Chadwick X. Escort. Exactly. I've already made $3.86, Chad. I don't need any more advice. There's whining, which I haven't done. And then there's letting you know when ads pop up exactly like you asked us to do. I actually asked them to pop up and not go, well, these are going to be 20 minutes long. And, oh, new people coming in might not like ads. I don't give a shit about new people. That's what I'm saying. That's the whining part. I love you dearly, Chad. I do. Love you dearly. I guess there will not be a Positive Friday this week. Positive Friday is I will be in Biloxi, feasting on the buffet. The one we go to is huge. The buffet is like a Vegas buffet. It's so freaking big. Frank says Chad is okay in my book. That seems sarcastic. Yeah, you're new people. I appreciate it. But you're stuck in. You hung around this whole time, so it's not like you're going, oh, an ad. Oh, I can't watch an ad. Oh, I don't know how the internet works. They have sections in this buffet. So they have a seafood one. It's literally like 20 different kinds of seafood on it. And then they have a hibachi grill. Well, they have a carving station. They have, here's the Italian. Here's the Asian section. Here's the, 12 different sections. And then this giant, I never even get to the desserts. But the cookies are really good. Chocolate chip cookies. I'm always like, you know what? I'm going to go up and I'm going to get about 100 chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to put them in a napkin. Make sure you bring your pocketbook. We're going to stuff your pocketbook with cookies so I can have these chocolate chip cookies later tonight. We got to get our money's worth, and basically, which is free. I still go, a normal person, it's like $30 for this. So I got to eat $30 worth of food. That sounds about as positive as Friday as it can get, right? Famous Amos. The cookies? We have a Famous Amos restaurant here, still in Florida. Speaking of food, they have some good breakfasts. My father-in-law used to enjoy going there, and actually, I've been told by my wife that her grandfather would go there every morning before work, so they got to know him. So they would, he would order the same whatever it was meal every time. If you follow me on Facebook, though, you will see pictures of of my buffet food, I'm sure. Might even shoot some video while I'm there. Because I'll have the laptop. I could just download it. I'd set it up on the YouTube. Ugh, my eyes. We're leaving at 10. Then we got to stop and get Dunkin', and we got to get, we'll probably just grab a bagel. It takes 5 hours to get there, which will be 3 o'clock, but then we cross over, so it's only 2 o'clock there. Are you all into Foxy Shazam now after the Big Butt song? I'll be honest, I haven't listened to anything. I haven't listened to Spotify at all since then. I like that song, though. That's a good song. Not bad. I heard whatever the next song they had on that list afterwards, and I'm like, oh, this one sounds pretty good. So no, they're not bad at all. Mrs. Fields is superior to Famous Amos cookies. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I finished all those packs of Linden's cookies like I used to get when I was in high school. They used to be like 35 cents each. So I used to buy 3 packs a day for a $1.05 or whatever. We've been in live streams from your honeymoon bed, like your Yoko Ono and stuff. More than likely. Of course, the video will just be me lying in the bed while my wife is downstairs gambling. I don't think I'm going to be writing though. She's bringing the laptop, but I don't think I'm going to actually like stress myself if I'm not writing. You know what I mean? Because we're going to get there late. By the time we get there on Friday, and then she'll gamble a little bit. Then we'll go grab some buffet food. Oh yeah, we go like that. Yeah, but much louder. And then, like I said, while she's doing some gambling, I'll go find the sports betting area and watch some baseball. A bet in for positivity. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll probably do some painting, some positive paintings of doves and stuff, and I'll put them on the headboard. We'll have a whole thing going on. Ever since he took off the singing option on Twitch, we'll never know. Oh my God! Remember? Oh, that was awful. Can't believe I did that. That was kind of insane. Insane in the membranous parts. That Yoko Ono impersonation was almost as good as your coffee maker impersonation. It didn't hurt. I'm going to be honest. It didn't hurt as much as the coffee one does. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to ever go back to just Twitch. Again, I still make money off of there. So it's not like I'm going to completely get and never do it again. But yeah, one of those things. Again, I want to thank everybody for subscribing. I want to thank you for the support. I know I bust your chops, Chad, but I really, honestly, I do appreciate your support. Not just for this, but for everything. I appreciate everything about you. So thank you. Oh, that's right. Keith was taking off today. He's playing hooky and hanging out with his wife. That's what he told me. You shine on YouTube. I do. I'm a shiner. Like a black eye, a shiner. I like that song about shining things. Shine on, little star, or whatever that thing is. I keep getting the Zoom webinars thing about AI sales. I've gotten like 10 emails on them today. Ridiculous. All right, I got about another minute or so. So if you have any big Google things that we're going to look up, write them down, save them for Wednesday. I'm not sure how much writing I'm going to get Wednesday. Maybe I'll start a new short story. I really need to get these stories out there. I really do. But again, I appreciate everybody watching live. A lot of people watching live. I appreciate everybody who's going to watch this after the fact. I appreciate you guys all helping me get to monetization. Yeah, shiny, happy people. Exactly. And I appreciate everybody. So thank you very much. See you on Wednesday. Tom, I'll see you about noon tomorrow. We'll go get some salad. We'll go freaking salad it up like the crazy rebels that we are. They're not going to. Jason's not even going to know what hit them tomorrow when we show up. Like, Give me some plates. That kind of thing. All right, everybody, have a great Monday. Have a great Monday. I almost said Tuesday. It's Monday. Have a great Monday, everybody.